Look at your hands. They are soft, clean, and idle. You have been taught that being a good person means being a harmless person. You were lied to. From the moment you could walk, society whispered a comforting poison into your ear. They told you that if you followed the rules, played fair, and remained kind, the world would treat you with respect. Look at your life. Look at the way people look through you, not at you. Look at the opportunities that slip through your fingers because you were too polite to grab them. Does that look like respect to you? Or does it look like the quiet pity reserved for a well-behaved pet? Your father, in his attempt to protect you, committed the ultimate betrayal. He taught you how to live in a world that does not exist. He taught you that honesty is always the best policy, that loyalty is a virtue, and that being submissive is a sign of character. But in the theater of power, your honesty is simply a map for your enemies to navigate your vulnerabilities. Your loyalty is a blank check for others to exploit your labor. And your submissiveness is an open invitation for the world to grind you into the dust. You have been conditioned to be a pawn in a game you do not even realize is being played. You are not a virtuous man. You are a weak man. There is a fundamental difference. A virtuous man is a dangerous man who has his inner demons under absolute control. You are just a man who has no demons at all, a man who is incapable of causing harm, and therefore you are at the mercy of those who are. You are a victim in waiting. You are a spectator in the arena of your own existence. But that ends right now. Today, we are going to strip away every layer of the false morality that has kept you small and compliant. We are going to dismantle the lies your father handed down to you because he was too afraid to see the world for what it truly is. The world is not a playground for the righteous. It is a cold, calculated hunting ground. In this place, there are only two roles, the predator and the prey. If you are not actively positioning yourself to dominate, you are already being consumed. We are going to rebuild your mind from the ground up using the ruthless logic of Niccolo Machiavelli. No more apologies for your ambition. No more explaining your actions to those who do not matter. No more seeking permission to take what is rightfully yours. By the time this transformation is complete, the people who once ignored you will feel a chill when you enter the room. The people who once used you will realize they made a fatal mistake. This path is not for the weak or the sentimental. It is for the man who is finished with being a footstool. For the elite, it is for the man who is ready to seize the crown. Open your eyes. The era of the sheep is over. The era of the player has finally begun. The game is waiting. The board is set. It is your move. Lesson 1. Generosity is the first step toward your own destruction. If you give everything away, you will soon have nothing left but the contempt of those you helped. Think about the person who is always available, always helping, always saying yes. Do they receive more respect or less? The truth is painful. They receive less. When you make your resources, your time, and your kindness too abundant, you lower their value to zero. People do not appreciate what is free. They only appreciate what they have to struggle to obtain. A man who gives without limit is not seen as a saint. He is seen as a utility. And utilities are used until they break and then discarded. Be stingy with your soul. Be selective with your support. Let them wonder if you will help, so that when you finally do, it carries the weight of a mountain. Lesson 2. Love is a volatile currency that devalues in times of crisis. Fear is the only gold standard that holds its price. You have been told to seek the affection of your peers and your partners, but love is a bond of obligation, which men break at every opportunity for their own advantage. It is a fragile bridge, built on the shifting sands of human emotion. Fear, however, is maintained by a dread of punishment which never fails. Do not worry about being liked. Worry about being necessary and being formidable. A man who can be easily ignored is already a ghost. A man who commands respect through the potential of his power is a king. Lesson 3. The world does not want to see your true face. It wants a mirror of its own desires. If you walk into every room showing your raw emotions and your honest thoughts, you are handing your enemies a weapon to use against you. You must become a master of the mask. The person who is always the same is predictable, and the predictable man is easy to manipulate. You must learn to appear virtuous, kind, and religious, even while you are calculating your next move with cold precision. This is not hypocrisy, it is survival. Think of it as psychological camouflage. If you are perceived as a threat, people will unite to destroy you. But if you are perceived as a harmless ally, they will open their doors and their secrets to you. Be the shadow that moves in the light. Lesson 4. Silence is the loudest noise in the room. Most men talk because they are afraid of the quiet. They talk to fill the void, and in doing so, they reveal their insecurities, their plans, and their weaknesses. When you speak less than necessary, you appear more powerful than you are. You force others to fill the silence with their own words, giving you free intelligence while you give them nothing. Stop giving yourself away for free. When you do speak, let your words be short, sharp, and final. Lesson 5. If you must hurt someone, do it so brutally that you never have to fear their revenge. Halfway measures are the hallmark of amateurs. When you strike a blow but leave your enemy standing, you only succeed in fueling their hatred. You have created a martyr. A wounded predator is more dangerous than a healthy one because they have nothing left to lose. Lesson 6. Reputation is the only thing standing between you and the wolves. It is the invisible shield that precedes you into every room and outlasts you after you leave. If your reputation is one of strength and unpredictability, others will hesitate before they dare to challenge you. But if it is one of weakness or indecision, they will descend upon you like scavengers. Protect your name with your life. Once it is cracked, your aura of power will begin to leak out, and it is nearly impossible to heal. Lesson 7. Misfortune is infectious. If you stay near those who are constantly drowning, they will eventually pull you down with them. You are not a hospital for the broken. The world is full of people who attract disaster through flaws in their own character. They are the infected. Their drama will drain your energy. Only surround yourself with those who possess the traits you wish to cultivate. Success can be shared, but failure is far more contagious. Lesson 8. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. Do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might achieve the opposite, which is to inspire fear and insecurity. Masters are like the sun. They want to be the source of all light. If you shine too brightly, you cast a shadow on them that they cannot ignore. They will look for a way to extinguish your brilliance. Lesson 9. Never reveal the purpose behind your actions. If your opponents have no idea what you are aiming for, they cannot prepare. You must lead them down the wrong path. Wrap them in enough smoke so that by the time they realize your intentions, it is too late. Lesson 10. Too much circulation makes the price fall. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. You must learn when to leave. Scarcity creates value. Make them hungry for your presence, so you are greeted like a savior. Lesson 11. Do not teach people enough so that they can do without you. Your power depends on your necessity. If others can survive and thrive without your help, they will eventually discard you. You must weave yourself into their success. You want them to be dependent on you, like a drug. They should feel a cold shiver at the thought of losing your guidance. Lesson 12. People have an overwhelming desire to believe in something grand. They do not want the cold, hard truth. They want a miracle. They want a hero. If you can provide this illusion, you will have a following that will walk through fire. Do not give them facts. Give them symbols and stories. Paint a future that is glorious. In the kingdom of the blind, the mirage is king. Integrating these laws into your existence is not a hobby. It is a fundamental system upgrade. You are starting to see the strings, invisible strings that move the puppets in your office, your social circles, and even in your family. You are the architect now. The corporate ladder is built on the management of perceptions. Your social circle is a marketplace of status and influence. To live by these rules requires a coldness that most men cannot endure. You must strip away the sentimental layers of your old self. The office is not a family. Your friends are not your brothers unless your interests align perfectly. The price is the death of innocence. In its place, you gain the terrifying clarity of the predator. People will notice the way you hold eye contact longer. They will notice the way you stop filling the silence with nervous laughter. You are no longer a victim of circumstances, but a master. Some will call you arrogant. Others will call you cold. But in their hearts, they know you are someone who cannot be broken. The old you is dead. The player is finally taking his place at the table. You stand at a crossroads. Behind you lies a world of lies. Safety is just another face in the crowd. It is a world where you are protected from the harsh winds of reality, but you are caged by the expectations of people who do not care about your greatness. If you choose to turn back, you can forget everything. You can return to being the dutiful son, the reliable employee, and the loyal friend who is always there to be used. You can die knowing that you never truly lived because you were too afraid to be powerful. But there is another path. It is the path of the player. It is steep, it is dangerous, and it is paved with the bones of those who tried and failed. But at the end lies absolute freedom. Freedom from the need for approval. Freedom from the fear of being disliked. By choosing this path, you are accepting responsibility. You are no longer a victim, but the one who writes the rules. The transformation is a daily choice. Every morning, you must decide whether you will put on the mask and step into the arena. Your father gave you the tools to survive, but I have given you the weapons to thrive. Do not let the mediocre pull you back. Look at yourself in the mirror. Do you see the flicker of something new in your eyes? That spark is the realization of your power. If you are ready to join the ranks of those who dominate, then make your mark. Comment the word "player" below. It is your signature on a new contract with reality. Subscribe for more truths. The game is waiting. It is your move.